Internet, hello you absolute lovelies. Let's talk all about Disclosure Day, a very special film. This is a top 10 Spielberg film. This might be a top 5. This is my favorite Spielberg since Minority Report, and before that it had been a little while. This is like 90s glorious Spielberg. This is the warmth and nostalgia and love and the feeling of movie magic that an incandescent bulb feels like, versus the sterility and coldness of fluorescence that so many movies feel like today. This is such a special experience because it's full of awe and movie magic that Spielberg uniquely can make. And when I say top 10 and possibly top 5, that is so special for this caliber of filmmaker. This is the man who brought us Schindler's List. This is the man who brought us Jurassic Park and E.T. This is the beautiful culmination of a trilogy of alien films between Close Encounters, E.T., and Disclosure Day, all of which are very different, but all feature a passion for alien and extraterrestrial life that Spielberg himself has. But what makes this one so special is we're living in a very different world than we were with Close Encounters or with E.T. This is a film that makes you think about what your own beliefs are. When you're watching E.T., you might wonder if we've been visited, but this one asks you to wonder if it's happening right now and has been happening, and it's something that is our world's reality, and it challenges you about faith and belief and what our place in the universe is, while being so beautifully full of awe. This movie, it's like I said, probably my favorite since Minority Report. It's shot by an incredible DP. His last name escapes me. I'm going to look it up over the course of this conversation. And this man is the same DP that worked on Minority Report as well as a ton of his other films. And there are some shots in this that are absolutely sweeping and wonderful and powerful. Janusz Kaminski, who has shot so many of Spielberg's films, accomplishes such a powerful love letter to cinema in this film that is filled with performances that are going to be star makers for everyone in this movie. There's a great supporting cast, but this is led by Emily Blunt in maybe her best performance ever, which that's, to me right now, Edge of Tomorrow. This might have dethroned that. This is a powerhouse performance of different languages, and some of them invented for this film, and different personalities and different elements that are so essential to make this movie work. It rests so much on her shoulders, which is such a lofty task for this big of a story, and she just handles it. She is charming, she is powerful, she is magnetic, she is your eye line to a larger than life reality so many times. And this movie also has Josh O'Connor, who is right there at household name, but not quite. I love him, he's in lots of incredible stuff, but I feel like after this, everyone is going to know the name Josh O'Connor. He was so good in Knives Out earlier this year. He's just chipping away at like that guy in stuff, and he's so captivating from the opening frame, and he is also pulling you. You're drawn and just pulled through the story with him in such an interesting way. You've got some comedic elements from Wyatt Russell, who's a delight, who is so fun and light and needed for some levity, but also has moments where it really grounds the film. Colman Domingo, he's everywhere. And I think a lot of the time I'm like, man, he's incredible, but it isn't working for me to the level I expect of Colman Domingo. I've only seen this guy for a few years, but in that time, whenever he's on screen, it's like the bar is impossibly high. And so I expect a lot from that insane, like, well, it's a Colman Domingo performance. And this, to me, is right there with the best he's done, like Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and the If Beale Street Could Talk and the prison film he did just like the last 2 years. And what he's been able to do building a public persona, and Sing Sing is the film's name I was looking for. Sing Sing and this are my two favorite performances of his. Sing Sing is a man trapped in prison, and you are along the journey with him and finding the escape in that, and through art and theater. This film is a very different performance because it is someone that is so believing in humanity that you want to believe whatever he believes, even if at times you're very trapped in situations where you're like, I hope he's as good as I believe him to be. And that is the warmth of Colman Domingo. This is him, again, like Emily Blunt and his best performance both maybe ever. And that's saying a lot because these are both titans. I love that this cast is full of people that are like this next wave of movie star and impossible talent. I don't know who Eve Hewson is, but she's incredible. And then to round out our major lead cast, Colin Firth in a villainous role in a way I never thought I'd see him. And you have maybe a 20-second moment, you're like, that's Colin Firth. And then that goes away. He is gone in this role, in this performance. He is so hateable and he is so believable. And you get his perspective as a villain to a point. And that's what makes this movie so special, is you understand how this level of something could be undisclosed because of the world we actually live in. And therefore it makes you wonder what the reality of our reality is. I am of the mind that the universe is far too big for us to be the only intelligent life. The question for me isn't if aliens exist, if extraterrestrials exist. It's, have we encountered them here? My only question is whether or not we've actually had connection with them at all. And I got questions about octopi. I got questions about the pyramids. I got questions about technology. But I don't have answers. I've not studied enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not versed enough. The movie just puts you in positions to ask questions about what you believe. It says a lot. There are things it says. I'm not saying it's a vague film, but I love that it's a movie in a reality that makes you look at your own reality. I was sitting in a theater thinking about whether I believed we've met aliens, whether or not I believe there are covered ups, whether or not I believe there will ever be a disclosure day, whether or not I think we can handle it. This movie asks so many questions, and it all does it with so many beautiful morals and ethics and beliefs. I'm not going to give away my favorite line, even though it's very early in the film, but I will say this is a mild spoiler deep into this review that is just a word, and that way when you hear this word, you remember this moment if you care about my opinion. The moment I knew that I loved this film, and the moment I knew I loved what this film stood for, the moment I knew that this film was going to be important to me, was when the word empathy was used in a way that I absolutely agree with, and I think is absolutely beautiful and absolutely ties to what I hope is us. And I really think they handled that well, and that's a strong through line. It's just one word I gave, but when you see the film, that thesis will be filled out. And I really just love Spielberg's awe and magic and wonder, and how that translates into the human condition here. I think the special effects are pretty incredible. There are some moments that are not so great. There are some animals that aren't as strong, but I think that's part of the style. There are visuals that I'll never forget. There are frames I'll never forget. These are performances I'll always remember. The writing is fun and action-packed. There's less action set pieces than some other Spielberg. This isn't as action-packed as Minority Report or Jurassic Park, but there's like a train sequence that had me on the literal edge of my seat. There are physical chases that are absolutely heart-pounding. The magic of Spielberg and how when he wants to turn it up to 11, he absolutely can. Some of the action here is so wonderful, and then a lot of the action that comes from dialogue is even more wonderful. A lot of the action sequence, like in Linklater's Glenn Powell movie, where there's like a scene on a phone in a kitchen, and it's like the best action you'd seen ever. In Hitman, that is also, obviously, it's Spielberg. There are moments like that where I'm like, this is so well directed as an action scene, and it's people talking. There's so many moments that just gripped me. Like I said, I wanted you to hear this review without getting anything spoilered, with spoilers, but also with anything revealed that the first trailer didn't, because I loved watching this like I would have watched an 80s movie, getting to discover it, getting to experience it in real time. And I think from the first trailer, they did a really beautiful job selling this movie as, hey, Spielberg, stop watching stuff, just go see it, you're gonna love it. And it was so wonderful to like see the mystery unfold and to just be in my head about everything that was happening and what I believed, and then to be struck by like the seeds they planted in the first act getting flowered in the second, and flowering into beautiful gardens in the third, and just the emotion I felt about my own life and my own history and what I hope the future is for the world and myself. And it put me in a really wonderful headspace. And I think this is, to me, right up there with the two other favorite movies of the year. It's 2026, about halfway. This is June 2026. We're 3 weeks from the dead middle of the year, and this is now the third film that I know I will always think 2026 was the year we got these three movies. This is now the 3 of 3 that I know are going to be in my top 10 for the year. These are the 3 masterpieces of the year so far for me, and that's Project Hail Mary, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, and now Disclosure Day are, for me, certainties in my top 10. They are so very special, and all of them have hope in darkness. All of them are a Hail Mary. All of them are about the good that we can be, and I think we need that now a lot more than usual. And I hope this movie brings people together. I hope it is as introspection inducing for others as it was for me, and I hope it makes people appreciate cinema and maybe want to believe a little more in things bigger than themselves. So please let me know in the comments if you've seen Disclosure Day. Let me know if you're going to check it out now. If you haven't, let me know. Just let me know. Let's have a conversation about movies. What are your 5 favorite Spielberg films? I'd love to know. Mine's Jurassic Park. It's hard. It's Spielberg. Jurassic Park. Man, Minority Report's probably in the top 3. This is in the top 5. Schindler's List I can't watch often, but my God, is it special. There's so many. I don't have a list in front of me. You let me know your 5. But it's what a resume and what a comeback film this was. And man, I love movies and I love humanity at its best. And I love when I leave a theater feeling this warm, incandescent glow of childhood wonder and awe. And this gave me that, and I'm so grateful I can still feel that. I'm so grateful that I can still walk out of a Spielberg movie and feel like this. That's what movies are about. That's what life's about. And I appreciate you watching. I will read the comments and talk to you down there. Please subscribe to this channel if you're not already. If you like movie, TV, or comic book coverage, if you like pop culture, hit that subscription bell. Leave a like while you're pressing buttons. I'll see you soon. It's a great summer. We got Supergirl coming up. We got Jackass coming up. We got all sorts of movies coming out. We got X-Men at the end of the month. It's glorious time. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Bye.